If Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. You know, this man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up. Me and you've been talking for a minute about, you know, chopping it up and some real talk, you know what I'm saying, where it's not for the whole social media effect. Like when I look at the videos of like, you know, Malcolm, Martin, Stokely, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could have seen a black man conversation. I couldn't have talked to nobody about what we're gonna talk about but you. You know what I'm saying? That's a testament to your journalism. Man, you're an inspiration to me, bro.
I wanna see where you at. I wanna see where you at. You know, you sparked a crazy conversation when you told everybody to hold their vote.
Yeah.
I wanna see where you at with it.
So, a couple of months I told everybody hold their vote hostage. A lot of things have gone on since then. None of us expected. I think this president has done a great job of rattling America. When you move in fear, you don't have any leverage. The way I felt before is the way I still feel. Things have got too serious of a point. Seeing what's going on, white men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking is real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote.
Stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
We're in a war. We're not taking this like it's a war. We're taking this like, oh, we're in a presidential election. No, we're in a war of love versus hate. The #1 priority is to get Trump out of office. The tribe of people that have the responsibility and really should be scared to death of this man is white people.
Explain.
If this man is elected, we're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war. If people in America want a race war, they'll not vote. I'm an independent, first of all. When I vote, I try to do what's best for my community.
Let's be clear on that. You're not standing behind your decision to hold your vote anymore. You want people to go out there and vote.
It would be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage. But it would also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth that we're a part of the narrative, that we own our politics. And so I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched. And it's called Our Black Party.
Okay.
It's time for us to have our own black political party, unapologetically. Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started Our Black Party with some young, fearless black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. This is the biggest threat and the only option that we have right now as far as making a change, taking our own self-responsibility and accountability to be educated and empowered with our vote.
So what's the goal for Our Black Party?
Our Black Party's #1 goal is to unify behind a black agenda. That's it. You could be a part of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you could be an independent, but if you're black, you wasn't born Republican, you wasn't born Democrat, you wasn't born independent, you was born black. And we have to seize our political power because it'll just be more the same. Being pushed this way, being pushed that way, and we expecting
a different result.
But the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over the same way, expecting a different result, and it's not gonna happen. So we have to change the tone. We gotta start with us stepping up and really taking the responsibility and accountability to be a part of this political movement.
The hardest part of that is going to be getting other black people to buy into it.
This is not for all black people. You know what I'm saying? This is not for the scary ones. This is for the ones that want to move things forward and want to get to the smoke. A black person spends an average of like 5 hours on Instagram a day. If you could give Instagram that time, 15 minutes you could give to educating yourself. And our black party's that platform. So when we get down to the local elections, when we get down to the school board, we get down to the judges and the justices, that's so confusing for us. We've never played this game. This is another level of gangster. But I played this game before, you know? I started in 2004 with Vote or Die, and this is the evolution of that thought, of that empowerment, of that independence, of us taking self-accountability so we're not caught with our pants down like this election. Right now, we're not gonna get nothing. We caught with our pants down. We're not organized, we're not ready to really take this on.
Hold up, let me ask you, what's the difference between Vote or Die Diddy and Hold Your Vote Diddy? And what occurred between those two phases that made the change happen?
I went through the experience of politics. I played the game with the Democratic Party. The people that I went and campaigned for, after they got elected, I don't feel like they really did anything to change the reality of black people. Like I was blessed enough to find God come to me and tell me my purpose. And he told me my purpose is to play a part in saving the black race. The Vote or Die Diddy was about politics and, you know, trying to be supportive. And also, you know, they kind of guilt us in the votings, you know? But as I evolved, I realized this is a business. This is a transaction. This is the closest thing to the streets than the streets that I've seen.
That's why I don't think there's nothing wrong with asking these politicians for something for your vote.
Yeah, you can't keep on giving your power away for free. You know, this is black insanity. We keep on doing the same thing over and over, the same way, expecting a different result. Now we in a trick bag, as my mother would say. You know what I'm saying?
Explain that.
You know, that's old Harlem hustler lingo, is when you're in a situation, you're like in a catch-22. Between COVID hitting us and because we weren't organized for this election, we have no choice now to get Trump out of there. It's a shame and it's our responsibility that we did not get anything out of putting Biden in the place he's in after the primaries.
He gave us Senator Harris as the VP. I mean, those are some of the things we were asking for. Black agenda could be way stronger, way stronger. He said he put a black woman on the Supreme Court. We don't even know if that's gonna happen now.
Hey, when you look at it, we don't have no choice, you know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about Biden. I can't say I love the pick either, but hey, we gotta get him in office, and then we gotta hold him accountable.
So how do we do that? In addition to voting, what else is Sean Combs gonna do?
From Trayvon Martin, I've been trying to figure out like how can we end this? Trying to think about solutions, because you could be angry, and you could march, you could protest, and people could hear you, but that don't mean that they're making any changes. So for me, it was us looking within ourselves and saying, let's not wait for these people to come and save us. Let's not wait for the Democratic Party. Let's not wait for government. Let's own our politics. Black politics. We need to own that. We need to have a platform, an institution that's going to support and breed young black politicians and social leaders that have integrity, not just in the quiet rooms, publicly.
One question about race in the first presidency.
One question about race, and I was hurt. I didn't feel like Joe Biden really defended us. I want to make sure we don't miss the importance of this time. We've never had a political party. We wasn't born Republican or Democrat. We don't even get we don't get talked about. We're not a topic of conversation. And we can stand by and keep on doing the same thing. Yes, right now, Let's stay focused on Trump. But let's start to fight for our futures. And politically, the only way to do that is by what we're doing with our Black Party.
So what impact do you hope to have in advancing our political interests with our Black Party?
You know what it's about? Is like-minded people being able to have a place that they can meet and they can contribute. Mm-hmm. Because it's not about one person. This whole thing is set up on unity. Will we be able to finally have Black unity? Because if we don't, we're on the verge of becoming extinct.
So what does Black political power look like to you?
Black political power, it's all rooted in the education, and to be in control of our destiny, not putting it in somebody else's hands that's coming from outside of the community or doesn't have the community's best interests at heart. And that's success. To me, it's the local election. It's not the presidential election. Mm-hmm. It's the local elections. In our neighborhoods, who's running our neighborhoods? Who are the judges that are being elected into office that's jailing us, that's keeping the same insanity? Mm-hmm. We gotta be able to bang on another sophisticated level. And it's not hard to understand. This is not like a hard sell, but this is the most dangerous thing we could do. This is one of the biggest threats. This, in us weaponizing our vote and weaponizing our dollar is a nightmare.
It's good. World. It's good to hear you say that, because a lot of people initially, when you first said what you said about holding your vote, they immediately was like, Diddy's rich. He wants to see Trump in the White House because it helps rich folks like him. So they thought that you was trying to sabotage the election.
People don't really know me. Like, I'm blessed that I have the money to start this political party. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna make no apologies for how much cake I get. Mm-hmm. That has empowered me, but I know once I get it, I'm going to fund the revolution. I'm a Black nationalist. I'm unapologetically Black. I have to take care of the tribe first. I cannot sit here and watch. This is my blood family. Mm-hmm. How you think I'm gonna be? I can't worry about nothing else. I love everybody. But right now, I gotta make moves and I gotta use my power for the advancement of Black people, because we last.
Have you ever even thought about voting Republican for financial gain because of the tax bracket you're in?
No, that money's not all right. All I gotta do is get to action. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you understand it, you don't understand it. I'm a warrior. I've been in head to head with these folks in corporate America. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they ask the question, is there systemic racism? And nobody answers the question. I'm like, yo, no, hold on. This systemic racism, they trying to keep their foot on the neck up to my level, up to Jay-Z's level, mm-hmm. up to LeBron's level. It's an illusion of inclusion by just a couple of us. Mm-hmm. So I could sit back here in the crib, but I'm not with it. I'm from that same block. I'm a frontliner. I'm with the smoke at any time, no matter where my address is at. Mm-hmm. We're in a war. This shit is not a fucking game. Everybody needs to wake up. I'm ringing the alarm. I'm having to start right now to organize and to come together, and so we could build our political army unapologetically for the things that matter to us.
Do you believe there's a way to vote in support of, like, your personal interests and the interests of your people as a whole?
Yeah. See, when you at our Black Party, we love free-thinking, free-minded people and individuals. That's all we want in life, is to be able to be free and to be able to think as free as we want. But you have a responsibility to your people to ride on what they riding with for the betterment of the good of the whole overall tribe. Mm-hmm. We are a people that have been abused the most. And we gotta start biting their legs off.
That's right.
When they put their foot on our neck, we gotta start biting that shit off. When they shooting us in the back, we gotta start defending ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing gonna stop unless you stop it. It's Black insanity. We have to get off of this. We have to wake up and see what's going on. The world is watching.
Mm-hmm. Because it's such an easy conversation to have in regards to Blackness, whether it's the way coronavirus impacted our communities, whether it's police brutality, all those underlying conditions that the Black community was already facing. coronavirus exposed. So it's an easy conversation to have, and they're still not willing to have it.
Everybody should have the same opportunity. I mean, anything else is ungodly.
We did shift the conversation for a minute, though.
Yeah.
When you said to hold your vote, it did shift the conversation. So do you think that threat to hold your vote was more detrimental than beneficial? Because it sounds like you're saying...
I think the hold your vote is the only leverage that we've imposed. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, we just fell in line. I mean, hold your vote was, you know, it's the tone. It's the tone that we should have had, but we didn't have it, and now we in the trick bag. So we gotta, number one, Trump gotta go.
And then what?
We starting to take responsibility and we starting to invest in our futures politically. A lot of us as celebrities, we have great platforms, and we have to lend those platforms that we have to the right social and political leaders, and we have to do it together. We need to wake up. We don't have a seat at the table. We don't need to wait, because there's local elections going on. There's people that are planning right now for the future. We're using this as a springboard to not just give our vote away. We're gonna do what we have to do, because it's between good and evil, but at the same time, we have to look out for ourselves.
So how can politicians earn the black vote? 'Cause I think a lot of times we put so much pressure on black voters to show up for politicians, but we don't put enough pressure on politicians to show up for us. So how can they earn our vote?
Neither candidate has earned our vote or has even tried. They haven't even gone to our communities. And when I say our communities, the communities I'm from where the roaches and the rats are. I live here now, and that's because, you know, this is God's will, and I worked for it. But I still smell the pissy hallways. I still feel the roaches. I still taste the cheese sandwiches. And so there's other people that are going through that and that are suffering. That's not in the illusion of everything going on the ground. We have a whole community of people, a mass of people that's living in poverty. And not everybody's black. It's all people that right now, you know, they need us to step up and to stand up and to do something to change the trajectory. So if we have power, we gotta ride hard for the people that don't have the power.
I feel like you're approaching this the way you would approach corporate America.
I'm really approaching it like a war. Like, for me, the only way to really be honest about it is I have to declare war.
But isn't that what you did to corporate America, so to speak?
Yeah, but anything that's, you know, that is about oppressing us and keeping us down, nah, I want to break its neck. I want to run it out of town forever. So I'm not like, nah, this is what we doing. We're gonna do it legally. All right? We're gonna do it legally. We're gonna play y'all game, but we're gonna play that game better. Because these older cats that's running for office, these white-haired older cats, they about to be dead. That's these right. Kids out here, they wanna live, they wanna fucking thrive. They can't thrive if it keeps on going in this direction. And you know, this election is an example. This is a tipping point, because they haven't talked about the youth and they haven't talked about black people. I haven't even heard them talk about Latinos. They're not even talking about us. They're in a reality fucking freak show playing a game, and people are losing their lives. And so that's why this time is so important. And this time for us to mobilize and to not be scared and to do something. Why have we never had our own black political party? Fuck that. We're doing it now. I don't care if it's just 1,000 of us. It's 1,000 real ones, which it should be millions. It should be every person that's a part of the community. You know, if you could sign up for Instagram, you could sign up for Our Black Party.
It sounded to me like you think we're on the verge of a civil war. If
Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. And that's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. You know, this man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. And you gotta understand, America messed up. They flooded the hood with guns. So I don't know this notion of we don't have guns.
They plotted to kidnap the governor of Michigan. white supremacists. So that what you're saying is true. Yes, it's going to be violent. There's going to be problems, and he's stirring it up.
Yeah, and so I feel the way we can stop us from getting to that point of violence is all unifying together and voting him out. This whole thing is set up even at my level, you know what I'm saying? Even at the level of hip hop, you know, things are set up to try to stop us from growing and being as great as we want to be. So the same thing with Revolt. I had to go and really go to war with all of the distributors. And people have fell in line, but it's not easy. It's not easy for me, for Jay, for Oprah. They still treat us like niggas. I don't want nobody to get it twisted. Whatever we are right now, we could probably be 10 times bigger. So we starting right now with our political power, and then we're going to owning our economics. And war will be waged on corporate America that takes advantage of our dollars and thinks we're not going to fight back.
You think we spent too much time glorifying like rap and entertainment and athletics, and we weren't encouraging our kids to be elected officials, you know, be politicians, be police officers, whatever it was? You think we spent too much time focusing on people on the wrong things?
Not at all. I think the people that have made it, it's important now that we don't become an illusion of inclusion. Okay. The people that made it are definitely points of inspiration globally. You know, because this is a global problem. You see what's going on in Nigeria. You see what's going on around the world. It's a global problem, the whole global diaspora. Us making it and hip-hop being at the forefront and sports being at the forefront, that was a part of the evolution. In entertainment, now we have to break down the doors into other fields. You know, it has to go from inside out. So everybody we hire and people we do business with, we got to make sure that they really have African-American diversity. So we got to weaponize our vote, and we got to weaponize our economy. Right now, we're talking about the solution for the vote, for voting, and for politics. You're going to have to fight a war for us to own our economics, and we're going to have to fight a war for us to own our politics.
Biden's decision to pick Kamala Harris as his running mate, that didn't convince you that he was for the black community in any capacity?
It was a historic, beautiful day. You know, and just having 3 girls and having them be able to witness that is great. It pushed me, it moved me. You know, black women have, you know, got us to this point. To see him recognize that, I started feeling a little bit better. I think we all did start to feel a little bit better. And it's helpful that we will have her in there because we need to keep her and him accountable. And at least we have, somebody that we could dialogue with. Somebody that we could relate to in office. But his cabinet is going to have to reflect that. And that's why, our black party is going to keep that pressure on. He has 4 years of pressure as we mobilize and we build this thing. We're going to be in their face, in the administration's face, talking about our agenda.
I refuse to believe that nobody from that camp reached out to you.
The regular, just the regular ways of, wanting to get celebrities to support it. It's not just about this election. I'm trying to come up with a solution for future elections.
So when you said hold your vote, they reached out and they was like, well, how can we get you on board? How can we get you on?
I didn't have conversations. I don't really like, really getting on the phone and talking to politicians. I didn't meet and really talk to Obama until, after he was out of office. So with politics, I try to stay away from that. It's like Trump's camp tried to reach out, but my thing wasn't, how can I get one of them in office? My thing is, how can I end this black insanity of us continuing to be a part of a team that doesn't love us? How can we create our own team?
Let me ask you a question. Will voting prevent bloodshed? Meaning like, okay, we get Trump out, will that prevent bloodshed?
I think the only thing that will prevent bloodshed is if they stop killing us. I don't think that us as a people can handle like one more hashtag. I know we're at the breaking point. There's a new Negro, and that new Negro, that new black person is not scared, is not fearful, they're not afraid to die. They understand that this is life and that violence has to be an option. What will give us some time to really step into the momentum of the unity and love is let's get Trump out of office. If Trump's in office, there's gonna be bloodshed.
Well, then you're gonna have Trump's supporters who pissed off that he's not in there no more. So they're gonna get buck regardless.
Yeah, if they get buck.
We got a duck.
No, if they get buck, I wish they would.
Word. Word. Mm-hmm.
They get buck, we're gonna eat their arms off. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna keep on playing with these people. Mm-hmm. You know? We have one job first right now, and that's to get Trump out of office. And then what we could do that is a nonviolent action is we could mobilize and organize politically.
Yeah, you know, when you keep talking about mobilizing and organizing, that's literally all you've been doing your entire career, though.
Yes.
Like, you mobilize people to go to the liquor store. You mobilize people to buy records. You mobilize people, you know, to buy clothes. Like, you should be able to do that when it comes to politics.
You have a lot of scary people. People are with, you know, incremental change. That's not going to get us anywhere. If we stay on this trajectory, in 30 years, we'll have zero wealth. And all of that is tied back to if we unify. If we don't unify politically, we don't unify economically, and most importantly, we don't unify in love, then we're not gonna last. They have us on a planned trajectory for 30 years for my daughters and sons to be broke. Everybody to be broke, like zero wealth.
I wonder if we should be the ones having these conversations, or should we be standing by the people who really, really do this for a living and empowering them?
When I build my businesses, I put best in class in there. So our Black Party is gonna have best in class in all areas, people from our community. And we have to unapologetically do that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people are in big positions. You may be working at Google, you may be working at this bank. You have to come and give that information to your people. So it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than any one of us.
Did you have a relationship with Trump ever? Because you know Trump loved the hip-hop community at one point. Or hip-hop loved him.
He would pop up at events. We respected him as a shrewd businessman. He definitely embodied the hip-hop spirit, but God had different plans for him. God wanted to use him in this moment for change. Mm-hmm. He wanted to use Trump to expose the level of racism that's been hidden.
And you operating from a place of no fear. Do you think that they will try to threaten your bottom line?
I don't have no fear. I believe in my people. I believe that, that we're gonna stick together. Yeah, I don't have no fear how they gonna feel about this. Somebody need to be telling them this shit because they too reckless. I wouldn't be loved if I wasn't saying this. If we mob up, we will break them easily. But if you're not mobbing up, due to the situations we in right now to really take advantage of this moment, it's not gonna happen overnight. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Until we have a system that serves us, right? What can we do as a people to continue building and growing in this country? Just amongst each other.
Speak up, man. Speak up. Speak up, do something, and that's whatever you can do every day to move it forward.
To mobilize people for something that can really create some change in our communities. Yeah. I think you're doing that now.
Yeah.
I think you're doing that now by simply using your voice. Yeah. And directing people towards the right people. That's what I said when it's like, yo, yeah, that's Tamika Mallory over there. That's Tesla Figueroa over there. That's Nina Turner over there. That's Angela Rye over there. Like, let's point people in the direction. That's Wes Bellamy over there. Let's point people in the direction of people who are doing that work all the time.
Exactly. And that's what we could come together and do and make sure that also we have a younger generation. We can still support, no disrespect to the people that brought us to this point. You know what I'm saying? I give thanks and I thank God for the people that were actually fighting to get us to this point. Now we got to join them. We got to join them. And another thing, my message to the kings before we get off, we got to really get into this fight. We're really absent in this war. We're really absent in this war.
You mean the lack of black men who vote?
I'm not going to go too deep in it, but the front line is really full of a lot of sisters banging by themselves, taking a lot of disrespect, We just got to be there. We got to be there more to make sure we supporting how hard they going. You know what I'm saying? We got to follow their lead.
All our greatest leaders right now are black women.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So I give thanks to God for black women, and I want to just say, you know, to all the black kings out there, let's stop playing.
What will your legacy be when it comes to advancing black political power?
My legacy will be that I played my part. You know what I'm saying? And I went all out on my business ventures and the records that I've made. It's coming with that level of soul and intensity and, you know, fearlessness.
Word. I'm riding with you, King.
Love. Our Black Party. Yo, right now go to ourblackparty.org and check us out, get the information, sign up, be a part of Our Black Party. You can still be a Republican, Democrat. You can still be white, you can be black, you can be Asian, Latino. But to my brothers and sisters, this is a move we have to make for us, our people, and our tribe. You know, love.